Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Family Sedan channel, and you know I got to cover this one. Look at this headline from Crypto Newsland. Ripple co-founder Arthur Brito envisions XRP's potential at $10,000 with global scalability. Yes, they're talking about Arthur Brito, not just Ripple co-founder. He's one of the three people who created XRP and the XRP ledger. In fact, he, out of the three that made the XRP ledger, he's the one that actually coded the existence of XRP, the 100 billion, back June 2nd, 11 years ago. And the only problem here is that this absolutely is not true. So I'm on cleanup crew today, but part of the reason that I absolutely am going to cover this is because this has had widespread reach, and I don't like, nonsense stuff proliferating without having the opportunity to push back at least. And that's not the only thing I got to play cleanup crew about. You guys familiar with HSBC? They're the 8th largest bank on the planet when ranked by assets under management. 8th largest bank on the entire freaking planet. And they wrote some stuff about the XRP ledger, which on the surface, especially if you're new to crypto and new to the XRP community and still learning, might sound really positive. The only problem is it's a bunch of gobbledygook, which is a very fun word to say, implement it in your own life. It's a bunch of hoo-ha, horse-pocky nonsense. But here's the headline from the Crypto Basic. HSBC acknowledges XRP ledger as a game changer for cross-border payments. So to be clear, it's not that they're saying stuff that's negative or FUD style. It's that they wrote up this thing and it is actual gibberish. So it's going to be a fun time playing cleanup here. Folks, this is why we can't have nice things. This is why we cannot have nice things. Really grinds my gears. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so no need to read the article. I'm just going to let you know again here. This is the S&P Global Market Intelligence website. They're ranking banks. Largest to not largest, I don't know how far down it goes, it doesn't matter. The point is, here you can see HSBC, number 8 in terms of assets under management. Number 8. And they seem to not be good at, stuff. It's kind of funny here. XRP community member Ido Farina shared a little screen grab from an HSBC report. And I'll be critiquing HSBC, not Ido Farina. Although I'm kind of surprised, other than to say, and it's not a critique against him personally, nothing against him whatsoever personally, even though I do frequently disagree with the stuff that he shares on Twitter. I am kind of surprised that he didn't push back against this because it's literal nonsense. But here you can see that what he shared was just part of a, what's this document? Distributed Ledger Technology in Capital Markets. So we shared this screen grab of this document that HSBC put out. And the relevant portion reads as follows. Ripple's XRP ledger provides real-time cross-border settlements using tokens that represent central bank currencies. Folks, just think about this. Did you catch what's wrong with that? Because that's one sentence, and there are 3 things wrong with it. I kid you not. One sentence. How do you mess up that badly? You have to be talented to mess up that severely. How is this even happening? So I wrote to Ido Farino here, just correcting what HSBC put out. And I wrote, HSBC has demonstrated they don't know what they're talking about. Number 1, the XRP ledger, the XRPL, is not Ripple's ledger. And again, they called it Ripple's XRP ledger. It's right there on your screen. No, it is not. Ripple doesn't own it. It is not their ledger. It's just the XRP ledger, not Ripple's ledger. So that's 1. Then there's number 2 here. There are no central bank digital currencies on the XRP ledger. Central bank digital currencies are only on the private, centralized version of the ledger, of the XRP ledger. So what the hell are they writing? They literally wrote here, XRP ledger, Ripple's XRP ledger, provides real-time cross-border settlement using tokens that represent central bank currencies. That would be CBDCs, my friends. No, it does not. There's not one single central bank digital currency on the XRP ledger. The closest we have to that is the nation of Palau. They're in a pilot with Ripple to launch a government-backed stablecoin, which is not which is not a central bank digital currency because that nation doesn't have their own currency. They actually use the United States dollar. So it's literally just another stablecoin. There are already stablecoins on the XRP ledger. That's not that groundbreaking, other than it's the fact that it's the first government that was interested in doing so. And then why would they put that on the XRP ledger? Well, it's perfect. I mean, in terms of technically what they need, XRP ledger is perfect for that because they don't need special controls. Like for instance, you know, if you're going to launch a central bank digital currency, you're going to want to use your own centralized version of the XRP ledger, which Ripple also offers. It's a completely separate chain, and that way, you know, if you want to have rollbacks of transactions, if you want to print your currency into oblivion, you can do that too. So you'll have special permissions that you wouldn't have the ability to do on the XRP ledger. So the fact that they even think that that's a thing, who wrote this? And then number 3, I wrote, XRP is the only coin Ripple uses for ODL. So folks, they're recognizing that the XRP ledger is used for a cross-border settlement. Somehow, they weren't able to sniff out that XRP is used for that purpose, and it's the only coin today, anyway, that is used for that purpose. Now, Ito Farino did write back to me, and he seemed to not agree with me, at least at first, but I think I may have persuaded him because he ended up hitting like on my comment after that. But he wrote to me and said, and this is the originator of this post, he said, XRPL is also known as RPCA. Therefore, Ripple's protocol consensus algorithm so isn't very outrageous to refer as Ripple Ledger. So again, he's saying RPCA stands for Ripple's protocol consensus algorithm. And so he thinks that it's not unreasonable to write what they wrote for that reason. And then he says private ledgers run parallel to XRPL, therefore XRP will be the bridge for interoperability with other currencies. So I did have to push back a little bit because I disagree with him a bit here. So again, nothing against him personally, but I think he's missing the mark, and I wish that he would be willing to push back against this, because this is the type of stuff that, if not corrected, ends up proliferating out into the world, and then it just adds fuel to the fire for Bitcoin maxi trolls out there, and then confuses people that are new to crypto getting into XRP. So anyway, I responded to him and said, HSBC called it Ripple's XRP ledger, which is not a thing that exists. Calling XRP ledger that insinuates centralization. I'll just pause and note again. They literally wrote Ripple's XRP ledger. Of course, that does insinuate centralization. Of course it does. They're saying it's Ripple's. And then I said, no, they don't get a pass on that. Also, a consensus algorithm does not constitute the entirety of the XRP ledger. Yeah, so I'll just pause a note here. When he said RPCA, which is Ripple's protocol consensus algorithm, that's what some people still call it that. I barely ever see that. I mean, it might as well be the dodo, which, by the way, is my favorite extinct avian creature. It's a fun fact about your little Moon family sedan host here. But no, so as far as RPCA, that's the consensus algorithm. So a consensus algorithm does not constitute the entirety of what the XRP ledger is. The XRP ledger is more than just that aspect of it. There are other parts to the XRP ledger. So no, they cannot get away with saying that. And to be honest with you, I don't see really anyone. I mean, if you Google search it, yeah, you can find it, but like, it's so irrelevant that I don't even have committed to memory what RPCA stands for, because nobody uses it. In fact, more recently, there was a report from Masari, and they called the consensus algorithm POA, proof of association, which I think sounds a bit more intuitive, frankly, and makes sense. So rather than calling it Ripple's protocol consensus algorithm, I think we need to get Ripple's name out of all the stuff that has to do with the decentralized XRP ledger. I would love that. So calling it proof of association, which just makes more sense anyway, when nobody's even using RPCA. I mean, how many of you, I'll be honest out there, how many of you use the term RPCA or even have heard of it before? I'm willing to bet a lot of you haven't, and that's easily forgivable because nobody uses it. So proof of association, though, yeah, that makes sense if you understand how the consensus algorithm works within the XRP ledger. And then I also wrote, private ledgers run completely separate from the XRP ledger. But HSBC stated that central bank digital currencies are used by Ripple on the XRP ledger for settlement. It's nonsense. Only XRP is used by Ripple for settlement. There are no central bank digital currencies on the XRP ledger. All right, so into this next piece, and this is just laughable, but I have to correct this because the degree to which this has gone all over interwebs it's kind of impressive and in short order. I'll show you the numbers, but check this out. So again, the headline here, Ripple co-founder Arthur Brito envisions XRP's potential at $10,000 with global scalability. Ooh, well, that sounds neat. I thought that. Ripple Labs co-founder Arthur Brito has expressed his belief that XRP, the digital asset associated with Ripple, is designed with the goal of reaching a price of $10,000. Brito emphasizes the importance of scalability in achieving this target, stating that XRP must be capable of accommodating the entire global population of 7.5 billion people. So, a couple things here. Arthur Brito, one of the 3 creators of the XRP ledger and XRP itself, he is notoriously private. He doesn't hang out on the internet. You won't be able to find an actual picture of him. We just have to believe that he exists. That's pretty much it. But he's a co-founder of Ripple. So he has written things on the internet before. Excuse me. In fact, I think it was back in 2013. He was active on XRP chat. So there are certain things, but he's been silent in terms of any sort of activity on the internet for, as far as I can tell, about a decade. So when this tweet came out from somebody in our community named Crypto Geek, I was a little skeptical. And nothing is Crypto Geek, by the way. I think that this stemmed from a misunderstanding, and then that got tossed about all over. I mean, that a lot of people saw this on social media. I'll show you in a second. And then Crypto Media picked it up. So nothing against Crypto Geek. I think that this is an honest, I'm guessing anyway, I'll show you why I think this. I think it's an honest mistake here. Although I can't explain why he wrote breaking when Arthur Brito, I think, hasn't said anything publicly in about a decade. Not that I've seen. I mean, maybe I'm missing something. You guys tell me if so. It's certainly possible I could have missed something, but he's notoriously private. And so Crypto Geek wrote, breaking. Ripple Labs co-founder Arthur Brito said, quote, XRP is designed for $10,000 and must be scalable to accommodate 7.5 billion people, end quote. Now, the only problem is that he didn't say that. Part of what's in that alleged quote is pretty close to what he said, but he didn't say that. And what's hilarious is this website, Crypto Newsland, took that tweet and ran with that as though it were factual. What in the ever-loving hell? You know, normally I tease the folks out there in crypto media. I just a little lovingly joke with some of them, because there's constant typos. It's really something. Like, you don't see that in mainstream media. I mean, you can find typos, but the degree to which there are typos and inaccuracies in crypto media, it's just like, whoa. So I, call them C students. But whoever wrote this is an F student. Just stop. Don't write anything. Your writing privileges have been revoked by Moon Family Sedan. That's right. A guy named Moon Family Sedan just told you that you can't write stuff anymore. Think about that. So I just want to give the chance. So I wrote to Crypto Geek. I wrote source ? Just wanted to see where was this information coming from. And it's breaking. It should be new. It should be easy to link to, right? Well, somebody named Multi-Hop XRPL Validator wrote to me and said, original post is lying. The original comment by Brito was only about the intent of scaling XRP to serve 7.5 plus billion people. And he shared this. So this is XRP chat, and he linked to this. So I found a couple references to this. There's a link to the actual quote from Arthur Brito, but that link no longer works, so I'm just going to have to assume that it works. But I actually do believe that it did at one point, even though I can't technically 100% verify it, because I found multiple sources reporting this exact quote of Arthur Brito, including XRP community member, or I guess former XRP community member, Hodor, who, if you've been around for about half a decade, then you know that he was one of the most well-known XRP community members back then, regularly writing blogs about Ripple and XRP. And always did a great job, and we all enjoyed reading his stuff here. It's a shame that he left. But he shared this quote. He had the exact same quote here, and he was known as trustworthy. He actually even linked it to it was to the same site. So to me, it seems like a virtual certainty this is accurate. But here's what Arthur Brito actually said. Quote, looking forward, the XRP ledger needs to be able to scale to serve 7.5 plus billion people and even more devices. The current account mechanism likely doesn't scale to this level. Therefore, only those accounts that are most needed should be created. The reserve provides a barrier to entry for unneeded accounts. a new account mechanism that should allow the XRP ledger to efficiently service humanity. Scale usage is in development. This would allow everyone to have an account on the XRP ledger for low cost while providing the necessary performance for humanity level service, end quote. And so you can see right there, first of all, nothing about price whatsoever. Nothing about $10,000 XRP. And so what he was talking about here, in terms of 7.5 plus billion people, he's talking about building something and making sure that it just is robust, that it could handle, in a hypothetical situation, the entire planet. So that what he's saying is he wants it to be able to scale. That's what's on the screen. That's how that should be taken. He wasn't saying anything about price. He just wants some damn fine technology, and the XRP ledger, frankly, is. It's fantastic for payments here. So where did that $10,000 comment come from, Crypto Geek? I have a theory, and I think it's this. There's an XRP community member named Mark Phillips who wrote a blog February 18th, 2019, and it was titled, XRP was designed for $10,000. Now, you guys already know my stance. I think that, and nothing against Mark Phillips or anybody else that disagrees with me, I think that the idea of $10,000 XRP is way out there in fantasy land. I don't believe for a second it's going to happen. Anybody that disagrees, that's fine, right? I just respectfully disagree. I don't want to go down that path, though. I've talked about that ad nauseum. So I'm going to hold off for this particular room temperature jam. But here is what Mark Phillips wrote. He said, when XRP was created, it was designed to be a replacement for both institutional and retail financial systems in every market around the world. I'll pause a note. You can listen to David Schwartz, one of the creators. He says no. He said that they created XRP. They just wanted it to be a better version of Bitcoin. They didn't know what to do with it. They didn't have any specific ideas. Then they created Ripple, the company, to try and figure out what to do with it. And by the way, I'm paraphrasing, but that is the message that David Schwartz delivered literally, I think it was yesterday, in a recent in an interview. So it's in brand new, that's right out the gate what he said in this video clip here. And I haven't watched the whole thing. I'm going to later today, hopefully anyway. But he literally said that. So it wasn't designed to replace everything as cited on the screen, their institutional retail financial system. It wasn't. It was just want to make a better Bitcoin. But anyway, and then he says, how do we know this? An examination of how XRP is constructed makes this evident. A somewhat famous quote from Ripple Labs co-founder Arthur Brito provides a tantalizing clue. In 2017, he wrote, quote, XRP must be scalable to accommodate 7.5 billion people, end quote. We'll come back to this quote, but it does provide insight into the scale of Ripple's ambitions to be used by the global population. First, let me examine some of the main features of XRP that support my claim that it was designed to carry $10,000 of value. So there you go. It was Mark that cited $10,000, but right after sharing a quote from Arthur Brito. So I think Crypto Geek made a mistake, and I searched the internet for any evidence. This is what I found. This is the only thing that makes sense to me. So I can't guarantee that that's why this happened, but it was not Arthur Brito that said this. And as a result of Crypto Geek sharing this, and this is not to shame you, Crypto Geek, if you're here, if you're listening, but it's been seen 159,000 times. 159,000 times in 2 days. Now, just like for reference, and I know that a tweet being viewed isn't the same as like a YouTube channel getting viewed. I understand it's different, but like my channel gets I don't know, 30 to 40,000 views a day. This got 159,000 views on Twitter. Again, I know it's apples to oranges to some degree, I get that, but still, that's a lot of eyes seeing this. So I saw that, and then I saw Crypto Media picking it up, and I was like, God. But no, so I had to cover this. So that's where it is. And again, nothing against any of the people that I'm critiquing in here. It's just when I see stuff like this, I just feel this strong urge. I always have to just set the record straight. So that's what I've done here. Nothing against any of these people. I'm sure they're perfectly fine and nice, but everything I've covered here is just wrong. They were wrong. I am right, damn it. So anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap up here. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Family Sedan.